Muy buen día, Jeff. Gracias por estar en el canal. Bienvenido.
Buenos días, Jhon, Jatenjor,
Jhon,
Jatenjor.
yes, it's cool.
How do you say it? How do you say it? ¿Cómo se dice Jatenjor?
Jatenjor.
Jatenjor.
Or Jatenjor, wherever you want.
Yes.
Jatenjor. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Bueno, yo quisiera empezar.
I took Spanish in junior high, so I know a little bit. Un poquito.
Yo quisiera empezar con preguntarle sobre una serie de TV que es bastante pues interesante, que yo la vi. No sé si antes le voy a preguntar sobre cazavampiros, pero yo le voy a preguntar sobre hechiceras. Coméntanos.
Jeff, I know you listen talking to us. It's because Jhon is asking about Charm, but he also mentioned Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So let's sum it up in this. You got an amazing resume working on TV series.
Yeah.
Like in space. So tell us more about. Let's start with the 90s. How was the 90s? Later we continue with another years.
Okay.
So how was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm a theater actor, and so I lived in New York City for 10 years, and then when was that? 1998, I moved to Los Angeles with my wife. I got married, I moved to Los Angeles, and in New York, I had I developed a certain kind of character that I would play, like Dr. Faustus, or very, very psychotic characters. Yeah. And partly because of the way I look, but partly because I'm a very intense actor. And so when I got to Los Angeles, I started getting called in for these parts of like assassins, or just crazy people that are going to kill you if you're not nice to them. And I'm a very, very nice guy, but this is what I would get called in for. So I went in and I read for Joss Whedon for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it was one of those when I read in the room with the producer session, you just heard him go, "That's the one. That's it." So this was my first job in Los Angeles, and I did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then he brought me back to do another episode, and then he had my character from Buffy the Vampire Slayer go over to Angel, the series,
Angel, yes.
Same character, like this sort of Cockney assassin type guy, So and then he had me come back again as a monster, as a spider monster, to play in Angel, which is fantastic. I don't know if Jhon has seen it, but that's like my favorite thing, where I live in the sewer and I have 6 legs and I can climb up the wall. It's like fantastic, and it's poetic. And then he had me come back to do Firefly. You remember the third series from Joss Whedon? He had me come to do Firefly, and so I play Hands of Blue, like these CIA agent from the future with blue gloves, and so. It was fantastic because from my first job that I got there, Joss Whedon invited me back many, many times. That's what he directs, like a theater director, where if he likes you, then he brings you to the other show and the other show and the other show. And I know you asked me about Charmed, and I'll talk about that too if you want to hear it. Yeah, I'm not one of those actors that digs talking about myself a lot, so it helps for me. It helps to have questions. So Charmed was, this was early in Hollywood, 1999 when I was there. So I just arrived in 1998, and then I went in, and it was for the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? Famine, strife, war, death. And I looked down the hall, and it's all these fantastic theater actors from New York City. And I thought, oh my God, like, these are the best of the best. But yeah, then I hit it off with the director, Michael Zinberg, who is one of my favorites. And he cast me, and it was just a fantastic experience. I played Famine, and it's interesting because Charmed is loved all over the world. And so this was in 2000 that we filmed that, and I still make good money in royalties from that. Then there's another story. I'll tell another story, but I'll let you respond. But there's another story about Star Trek, because I did the Star Trek series as well. It was just so two shows that I always wanted to get on was Star Trek and NYPD Blue. And I don't know if you get it in Colombia, NYPD Blue, New York Police Department Blue,
Yes,
right?
but in Latin America was Policía de Nueva York.
Yeah.
NYPD Blue.
And actually, I after like 11 seasons, and I went in time after time, and I was just like, I was pulling it out, and I was doing my best, and I wanted to work with Stephen Bochco, and finally in year 11 they cast me, and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the clip of the show. Like, I have a big ass mustache, and I play a total douchebag, New York douchebag, and I play with Isai Morales, this Latino actor, fantastic actor. He's the station lieutenant, and so I'm doing stuff like, I'm just irritating him, which is really fun. So I got on that show, and then finally I got on to Star Trek, the Enterprise series, right? That's the series that Scott Bakula was the captain of, and so again, I'm a theater actor, and they needed somebody to come in and be able to speak another language, like a bullshit made up language. Ata do viura, minas urantua utadoiru ura. Like just made up words, right? And so they give me the script, and the script is just like ata do viura. Like, it sounds a little bit like what do you call it? Slavic, a little bit Slavic, and so that's the Axanar captain. So, like, I'm totally covered. I'll send you these clips. I should have sent it to you beforehand, but I'll send it to you. And then they liked me. They liked me from doing that. Star Trek was similar, where they would bring you back, particularly if they can't recognize you because you're covered in prosthetics. Then they brought me back for an Andorian, which is a blue skin, blonde hair, and antenna, like that. Those Andorians, they were part of the first Star Trek series, but these, because it was the technology was advanced, would go like, like there was a puppeteer that whenever I get mad, like the antenna would go, and when I was curious, they would go, like that. So there's a puppeteer working me. And that was and also that's when I did a movie called Clock Stoppers, because Jonathan Frakes, who played the first officer next to Patrick Stewart, he saw me from Star Trek, and he put me in this movie called Clock Stoppers.
Hay un dato curioso. Si hablamos de 24, hay que hacerle en la primera temporada del primer episodio.
Oh, yeah.
Estás con Sandra
24, yeah?
Yeah.
And man, before you answer, it's because this is history, man. You, indeed, in that first season of 24, you acted alongside one of the friends of the channel, Sander Berkeley, man.
Xander. Yeah. He's awesome. He's awesome. And then he married Sarah, right? He married the
Sarah Claire.
yeah. But you know what that was, Jhon, was they finished the pilot, and the pilot was finished, and they needed a scene to start it. And so, I wasn't hired for the pilot. Then they asked me to come in and read for Stephen Hopkins, who was a film director, great film director, and so we made that scene separate. It's its own little movie, the one where I come in, I'm in Kuala Lumpur, and you see me walking through the streets, and then you see me go into this room, and so that was they spliced that onto the pilot episode, and it's a thing that plus Buffy the Vampire Slayer plus Firefly are the things that people stop me about. They're like, you're the guy,
The golden age of Fox, man. In Fox Latin America, they were huge. I was in my young years watching all the shows, man. The best years of my life. Buffy.
Yeah. And you got 24. You got 24, right? When it like ding, 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 counts down. It's like adrenaline, right?
Amazing series, man. And a friend called Jaime will be happy. He is always attend when we interview people from 24 here in the channel. So later we send a hi, but and Jhon, thanks you because you talk about. I was telling Jhon that you were talking about Cloud Stoppers. He said that it's one movie that needs to be mentioned.
Esa movie es impresionante, man.
Wow. Oh wow!
Cloud Stoppers.
Yeah. We just screwed around, and Jonathan Frakes loved it. Because I'm a police officer, and and so we just try to find ways to make it fun. And sometimes, that's my thing is I go too far, and then the director says that's enough, not less. The director says to me, less, Jeff, less. I don't know what less is in Spanish.
Menos.
Yeah.
Poquito.
Wow. Hay otro dato importante que la verdad me pareció increíble. Yo sé que el trabajo de Chela ha hecho bastante buenísimo, pero en Holes, tú tuviste una escena muy buena. Por favor, si tienes alguna pregunta, o sea, si tú tienes una experiencia sobre ello, puedes decirla, porque es una de las pocas historias que no la mencionan tanto.
And I'm happy with Jhon because he's talking about another underrated movie that is Holes, man. And you got a great scene in that movie. Tell us whatever you want.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Again, I had dirt all over me and a beard. It was just such a gas. And we went north of Hollywood where they have that old Western town. It's like an old West, I actually have a Western coming out in the fall. The strike has messed with it a little bit, but it's called A Town Called Purgatory. And in that, it's a Western horror, and I play the pastor.
Wait, is that the Canadian movie?
No. That's Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is the Canadian.
No, but
Anita Major estuvo acá en Infinity Pool.
But what is the director? What is the director of A Town Called Purgatory? Oh my God! You know why I stopped this? Because I work in a festival and a movie, and I think that movie was sent to our festival. Hopefully they get selected. Yeah, tell me the name of the director of A Town Called Purgatory. Tell me what is the name. They are brothers. They are two brothers. Yes, A Town Called Purgatory. What is the director?
A Town Called Purgatory is the title. Yeah.
And what is the director? Who is the director? Sorry.
Matt Servito, no?
Man, I think that movie was sent to our festival. Hopefully it does real. Hopefully that movie gets selected and people from Colombia and Venezuela can see it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to check. Tell me more about that movie because I read about it. Yeah.
It's these guys come to these two Wild West kind of cowboy types. They come to a town because they're tracking, an outlaw, and the town is empty. Like there's nobody. There's not even a fly buzzing around. There's nothing. And they go to the jail, and there in the jail is me, inside the jail for 9 days, starving, the pastor, the preacher of the town. And so then it starts to unfold. They start to find dead bodies, and there's a curse on the town because a young Indian girl, was violated by somebody in the town, and so the spirit is coming back to haunt it. And it's great. It's great. Matt Servito is the director, and you've seen him on The Sopranos. You've seen him in many things. We shot it here in Austria. I'm in Vienna now, and we shot it here in a small Western, it was an old Western themed amusement park that was deserted. And so we went in there and we shot a movie.
Wow, man.
Man, I hope, I will tell Jhon something. I will check the mail, and if that's the movie, I will tell Jhon, please tell Jeff. And if that's the movie, and that movie gets selected on our festival, we will tell you, man.
Yeah.
Because
thank you.
I was reading about
it. It's killer.
The word is small, but hopefully get good. But thank you, man. Jhon, ¿tienes alguna pregunta?
Sí, por favor. Tengo varias, diga. Pero bueno, ahí son dos películas, vamos dos en una. Primero, estuvo aquí Anita Major para Infinity Pool, cuál es la experiencia en ella, pero también quisiera preguntarte sobre una serie que está infravalorada por el momento, City of Spies.
Okay, 2 questions. Let's start with the first. We got the loot to talk with Anita Major, and yes, we got questions about Infinity Pool.
Yeah.
Can be considered the best horror movie of the year. Let's wait. But David, in fact, I will tell you, man, before you talk about the masterpiece from David Cronenberg, from the Cronenberg son. Brandon. Man, that movie was recommended for a channel called Rotten Mind. It's the biggest horror channel in Spain. So in Spain and Latin America is now like in all the world a cult classic. Tell us more about that masterpiece from Brandon, man.
Oh yeah. So this was wild. I mean, it was a wild thing because I'm here in Vienna, and so they shot a lot of it in Budapest and in Croatia, and so right now, Central Europe, Budapest, there's a lot of TV shows, movies from Spain, from South America, from Canada, from Japan, all use the crew and the studios in Budapest. It's like Hollywood, Central Europe, right? So I went on tape for it. And, they were like, we can't tell you. It's like non-disclosure agreement. We can't tell you who's the director and what the whole film is about, but we want you to go on tape for this. And so went on tape for it, went on tape again, never met them because this is during COVID, never met them. But then suddenly I was there in Budapest on the set with Brandon Cronenberg and Alex Skarsgård and Mia Goth. And it was like, I mean, for me, it was like taking candy from a baby. Like, it was just so much fun. We stayed at a resort in Croatia where we filmed. So we were, you know what I mean? We're on vacation as filming as rich people. And we were like sitting in the sun and going in the sea. And yeah, it was marvelous. What was marvelous about it was that Brandon has an improvisational style where he has the words on the page, but they're more of a blueprint, and he encourages you to go. So there's so much of that film that you didn't see, that we just fleshed out characters, fleshed them out, and then I forget the guy, I forget his name now. I'm forgetful, but the editor is the genius of that movie. You saw it on the big screen?
No, it's difficult because, man, we are from a small city. So that's why the reason we got this channel. Let me tell you a history. I think that even Terrifier came to our city because John mentioned the channel, because we got the amazing David here. So hopefully, if somebody, I will say it in Spanish, that if somebody of Colombia or this city is watching, please bring it to the theaters. Por favor, traigan Infinity Pool al cine.
Por favor.
Yeah. Because Jhon, like the first sequence where Alex is being doubled, like he goes into this room, into this liquid, and there's it goes, and then there's this kind of like psychedelic. It's like 324, about 324 takes, separate takes. It's all in camera. You know what I mean? There's no special effects in that movie. It's all in camera. So, how he would do it was Brandon, shot the movie in Croatia and Budapest with us. Then he would go home, take the film, project it on his wall in his living room, and then like put things in front, and then film that. So you would see images in there, like Brandon just kept layering it, not using a computer for digital effects. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's, yes. I mean, when you watch it, it's like you're watching a piece of art, a living piece of art, and it's like, it should make you feel like you're tripping on acid in the movie theater.
What I love about Brandon Cronenberg is that he really respects that last name, and he's killing it. He's making a what he doesn't need to mention that about the amazing work of his father, because he's doing masterpieces. And please, I hope the people from the theaters don't be assholes and bring that movies here.
Yeah,
we want that kind of
Andres, they have the cut version, the cut version for theaters, which is just, it's I don't know if you saw which one you saw, but it's just the penis is ejaculating, and in the uncut version, that's there. In Europe, we get to see that one. They'll project that one, but in America, they won't show that.
And a shout out, Jhon, search for the name. The genius is James Vanderbilt. Is the
Vanderwater. Yeah.
Wow, man, it's amazing.
Man. He spent 10 months with that film, and I just think, you've seen it. I just think that every cut is lean, and it just goes one to the next. It just doesn't feel like there's any fat. No gordo.
And Jhon got a question, because he made 2 questions, but listen to you about Infinity Pool. Man, he really loves that series, City of Spies.
City of Spies. Yeah. That was wild. That was really wild. We did that in Vienna here. Vienna is the city of spies. We have more spies than any other country, or any other city. All in Vienna. There's international. I might be a spy. You don't even know. Yeah. Those guys. Phil Moran is a good friend of mine, and he shot that film like on a shoestring budget, and it was a lot of goodwill. There's a lot of fantastic actors here in Vienna. Yeah. What can I tell you about? Like we're working on the second one, the second City of Spies that should be coming, and I'm coming back as the Ukrainian ambassador.
I will tell that to Jhon. Jhon, segunda temporada y vuelve.
Oh, wow.
Solo ir eso.
Wow, man, eso es increíble. Hay otra.
So I have a question for you. Una pregunta.
Dale.
So the day that Jhon reached out to me, I got an audition for una película, Rosario, yeah. The director Felipe Vargas Felipe Vargas, Colombian director.
I will ask. John, ¿conoces a Felipe Vargas, director de Rosario?
Rosario, Felipe Vargas.
Búscalo porque yo sé que tal vez sí, porque I'm telling you
La
that search
actriz
for
no
it
es
because
Emeraude.
Emeraude is the actress.
Yeah. That's her.
Ah,
Emeralde Tubia, or yeah,
Tobia. Yes.
Tobia.
Tobia.
Yeah. She plays Rosario, and it's fantastic because it's set in Colombia and it's set in New York City. Because they emigrate. Her family, Rosario's family, emigrates to New York City, and then it's kind of a thriller horror. It's a brilliant script. I don't think I got it, but it was so much fun to work on it. But I just thought it was kismet because Jhon contacted me, and then I thought, well, this is meant to be. Like I'm getting a, and then today I got a call to go on tape for Jorge Dorado, España.
Spanish, yes.
Yeah. He's the director of this this new series that'll be shot here, and so they're looking for an American.
Oh, the head, no?
In
Yeah,
fact, John is telling me that he will search from that Colombian director, and it will be an honor because this channel get better when the people from our country, and it's crazy because people from Colombia are not used to this kind of interviews. Usually the journalists ask about, sorry for the word bullshit, but no. So when this channel start calling the people from Colombia, it got better. John, búscalo, ese director, el de
Y
Rosario.
buscaré también a Jorge Dorado. Él también es el
Jorge,
del
and
Ministerio
John
del
will
Tiempo,
search
man.
for search. And man, if I can, if I search and the movie that a Tom called Purgatory is the one that is on the mail, we will search for the director and we will torment. So I need to search. I need to do my work.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff. No, Jeff.
Thank you, Jhon. What an honor! It's such an honor to I love what you're doing, and I feel honored that you included me in this group of marvelous actors.
The honor is ours, man. But thank you for your words, and I know Jhon understand. Jhon entendió, ¿cierto?
Yeah, yes. Hombre, sus redes sociales, un saludo para Colombia.
The camera is yours, so you can say your social media so people can follow you. And man, whatever project you wanna say, go ahead.
It's honor.
And Jhon, ¿puedo que dos saludos a dos personas o no?
Sí, claro, sí.
And a two highs, two fans. But first, the camera is yours. Social media, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Jeff Ricketts, and I'm here with Jhon, Jatenjor, and Andres, and so honored to be here piping in right to Colombia from Vienna, Austria. As you know, I'm an American actor who you've seen on 24, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, NYPD Blue, and my latest project was Infinity Pool. And so I'm here talking about myself, which is my least favorite thing to talk about. And hanging out with Jhon and Andres has been my pleasure. Jaime, I'm with you. I'm like I'm only second to you in terms of being a fan of 24. The problem was I did the first episode and then I got hooked, and so I had to watch all the episodes too. I send you many greetings from Vienna, and I really dig your friends Jhon and Andres. And Donnie, Infinity Pool was one of those rare experiences that an actor dreams about, and so I'm glad that it really moved you. And what I would say is, don't take your kids to see it because it's too scary.
Amazing.
This is cinema. No, man. Gracias por la oportunidad. Muy agradecido. Gracias, man. God bless you. Great week, man.
Much love to you guys, and let's stay in touch.
No, we will stay in touch because if I will turn on my computer A Stone Cold Purgatory is the movie that
Yeah,
they
Stone
sent
Cold
me.
Purgatory. Yeah.
We will let you know. And if that's the movie and it gets selected on our festival, we will let you know. So
Okay.
hopefully, man, hopefully.
Yeah.
Not only Infinity Pool, a Stone Cold Purgatory here in Colombia.
Yes, your lips to God's ears.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
man.
And amen. Bye bye, man.
Bye bye, man.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Adios.
Ciao.